The P6 Integration Tool is a web-based application which uses Primavera P6 web services to connect directly to Primavera database. With this application, users are enabled to create, modify, update, and delete over 500 records at once. What kind of records? Resources, activity, labor, non-labor, and material units, even projects. The Integrator tool has its own database, which stores all the logic and code. This database will also store all the enterprise information as well as the data that is being uploaded into Primavera and keep historical records of transactions. The way it works is by taking the data, resources, units, activities, etc., and storing a copy of them in the application in order to transport that information and store it directly into Primavera's P6 own database, updating the actual units of a specific or a group of activities. This is the user interface. To log in, you will need a valid username and password. As you can see, the user interface is under development. It is very simple and easy to the eye. We have developed a menu thinking in the current enterprise it is being used for, construction. For this exercise, we are going to use the application to update man-hours or labor units and machine hours or non-labor units. The data source for the first example will be taken directly from a database with an SQL Server engine. In the following script, you will see the data to be uploaded. As you can see, the first 4 rows shows the data to be used for this example. I highlight these 4 rows so you can check the data that will be imported into Primavera. As you can see, the same 4 rows appear in the integrator interface. Going back to the database file, you can see that the total amount of hours or labor units to be uploaded into the Primavera is 301 hours or units. So we go back to the integrator interface and validate the first 4 rows that are the same as in the database. Now we will go to Primavera and verify the project in which the hours are going to be imported. As you can see, in the column actual this period units, the sum of all the units is 0, which means there is no data stored in Primavera. You will also see the activity which we are going to use as example A24690 and the resources which are going to be modified, which are highlighted. To upload the data, you just need to press the update button in the integration tool and a confirmation box will appear as soon as the operation is completed. Now I will show you back in the Primavera by refreshing the page how the units have been updated. As you can see, 301 units have been updated into Primavera via the Integrator tool and in less than 20 seconds. Distributing these units not only through the selected activities but also in specific resources in those activities. Let's take a look into the selected activity for this example, activity A24690, and verify the data. So as you can see, the resource actual this period units has been updated with the values stored in the example database. When comparing with the data uploaded into the Integrator web application, you will see it matches with the values imported to Primavera. To sum up, we can compare in the Integrator, in Primavera, and in the SQL Server database that the total amount imported is equal to the total amount stored in the database. This is the Excel file and the date which will be used. In the Integrator tool, let's check the menu and select Machine Hours. For the purpose of this exercise, it will only display the data of the first 4 rows. For this example, let us focus on the highlighted orange row. Let's import 14 units for the select resource. As you can see, in Primavera, the column actual this period non-labor units sums 0 units. I will select the activity to check it as it I will select the activity to check it has no data stored before I upload it or update the data. This is the resource to be updated. As you can see, its actual units is equal to 0 as well. Now we repeat the same steps as before. Let's check how many units we will be importing in total. 70 non-labor units. Now, let's head back to the integrator and check the updated button and refresh in Primavera. Again, as you can see, I have successfully imported the non-labor units data into Primavera, and the resource used for the example is showing the 14 units it should have. Well, as you can see, I have successfully imported data into Primavera through the use of the integration tool. Please let me know any questions you have about this process or the tool in the comment section. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you might find this tool helpful.